Breakups. I can help you too as long as you're willing to put in the work. Let's get it rocking. How is everybody? What's up, Stormy? Let's talk about it, guys. Come on in. My divorce just came finally last Thursday, and it's hard as heck. Yeah, so why'd you get a divorce, man? Why'd y'all get a divorce? What do you do if your ex-wife is still trying to find you after 2 years? Why is she trying to find you? You got stay-at-home dad life. I mean, do you have custody of the kids? I have an ex-girlfriend of an ex-partner stalking me. What? Okay, that makes no sense. Come on in, guys. Keep dropping your questions and comments. Appreciate you guys reposting. We're talking about healing from divorce and breakups, guys. How's everybody doing tonight? My ex-boyfriend, his ex-girlfriend before. Okay, I thought it was Daniel. I'm sorry. Your ex-boyfriend, his ex-girlfriend before me. Well, you can get a restraining order against her. Yeah, that's definitely creepy. Definitely creepy. Keep dropping your questions and comments, guys. We're talking about healing from divorce and breakups. If you guys are new here, my name is Scott. I'm a certified Christian divorce recovery coach, and I've been helping people for about 3 years full time. Over 700 people helped. Let's get it rocking, guys. Let's get it rocking. How is everybody doing on this Sunday afternoon? Appreciate the follows. Drop your questions, guys. There's 300 of you guys in here. Let's go. Thank you. Yeah, she's beyond weird. Yeah, I wouldn't give it a whole lot of energy. I would report it to the police, and I'd start making a lot of documentation. I have no idea, no kids with her. We even have a personal conduct order in place. So she's supposed to stay away from you, and she's still not staying away from you, then you need to move this to aggravated stalking. That's what you need to do. Facebook, I see you guys popping in. Make sure you guys are saying hello. Let's get the conversation going, guys. What are y'all struggling with? I'll be with y'all for a while. A lot of you guys have already messaged me about working with me one-on-one. Only send me a message if you're serious, guys. If you really want to detach from your ex, maybe break a trauma bond, heal from toxic relationships, or just, recover from the pain and the funeral of divorce. It sucks. Your son's going through it. Oh, yeah, it sucks. The loneliness. You can solve loneliness with a dog. Alexa, turn it up one. Alexa, turn it up one. Recent separation from narcissistic husband. I got you. So how you doing with that? How you doing with that? What questions do you guys have for me tonight? Appreciate the follows. 360 of you guys. Let's go, man. I know a lot of y'all you didn't just come here to look at my bald head. Let's go. Drop your questions. Get the conversation rocking. The more we talk, the better it gets. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So I just had to press charges on my current husband. Well, you got to do what you got to do. being praying every day to let her go. I mean, yeah, that definitely works. I mean, if that, if you're not getting the answers that you need, I can help you detach in about 10 weeks. How do you know you're dealing with a narcissist? Everything's your fault. There's no empathy. Maybe they feel super important. If you have any wins, then they're going to never celebrate that for you. They're probably never going to tell you Happy Mother's Day, Happy Birthday. All the holidays are going to be destroyed. All the family trips are going to be destroyed. Maybe. It's a roller coaster experience. It is. Somebody just said, can you explain the process of mourning the divorce process? So the divorce, as I tell my clients, is a process of processing a whole lot of processes. Okay. You got to process the fact we're here now. This is where we are. Process the fact that now maybe they've moved out, right? Process the fact that if you have kids together, now the kids are gone, right? Your house is empty. The house doesn't move the same, doesn't sound the same, doesn't feel the same. Maybe they've cheated on you. Maybe they have somebody else. Now you got to process the fact that they got somebody else. And if you have kids, now you got to process the fact that that other person is going to be around your kids too. Okay. Then you're going to have to get to the point when the actual divorce is signed. You're going to have to process that part too. This is a whole roller coaster of things you got to go through. That's why it's so important for you to get help. Exactly what happens to me every holiday. Yep. I'm convinced I'm going to be alone forever. Well, if you are convinced that that's the case, then you're probably right. Why do you feel that way? Oh, don't you get shiny. So Michelle Rucker has a very good question right here. I see this a lot. It's a very valid point. She says, yep, he cheated. He has somebody else. Why did she win? What the heck did she win? With you saying, why did she win? You act like you had something to lose. When someone doesn't want to be with you and they choose someone else, the only thing that other person has that you don't have is a lying, cheating husband. That has nothing to do with your value, nothing to do with your worth. That has everything to do with their loyalty. I know it hurts. I know it does. Yeah, that dude didn't win any. I mean, she didn't win anything. That poor girl's going to get everything that you got. I know it hurts, man. I mean, that sucks, man. You're comparing yourself to them, but sometimes men don't leave for better. They just leave for something that's easier. Okay? I can help you in about 10 weeks. I can help you detach from that whole situation, man. Send me a message. Been divorced now for 1 year. Why do I still have anxiety hearing his voice when he calls? Because it's unresolved. You still have that enmeshment with him that we can break. We can break that. Yeah, sometimes they show they can for others, just not you. Yeah. So, I mean, listen, let me validate something real quick, and let me give you guys a little bit of peace to stop beating yourself up. 75% of all marriages fail. 75%. The divorce rate's like 50, 51. But I believe that there's another 20, 25% that stay for the kids, stay for trauma bonds. They stay for financial reasons. They stay because they're scared to be by themselves. 75% divorce rate or failure rate, not divorce rate, 75% failure rate. Now, if we get to divorce statistics, first marriage is 50%. Second marriage is like 60, 65%. Third marriages are more, 75% failure rate. Why? Well, because usually you just keep picking the same person over and over again. You just put a different ring on it. That's it. It's the same person. You keep picking them based off of what you're used to. 2 years into the divorce process, he cheated after 28 years of marriage, 3 kids. Why? Well, y'all had 28 years together. Okay. Sometimes people go through a midlife crisis. Sometimes they have that connection with someone that they're at work with because you get to see them 3 hours a day and the coworker gets to see them 8 hours a day. So they form a connection. 85% of all affairs happen in the workplace. Yeah, 85% of all affairs happen in the workplace. He cheated. He's with her, been separated for 15 months. And why I can't date? Because it still feels guilty. You still feel guilty for even wanting to date. Let's validate that, though, because, I mean, honestly, when you're with someone that you really didn't want to be away from, it's like nobody even catches your eye. It's like, I don't want to do that. I wanted what I had, right? Even if it was bad, you wanted what you had. You don't want to have to get out here and start over and go like it's like trying to buy a used car. How many miles does it have on? What kind of interior? Does it have a Carfax? I believe that there should be a system out here that's like a Carfax for dating. Yeah, the dating world's trash. 70% of all people that are on dating apps have an insecure attachment style. So you're going to run into some conflict. You're going to run into some stuff. And it sucks, man, because you really don't want to get out here and start over. And maybe you do get to a point that you do want to get out here and start over, but you start comparing everybody that's available to your ex. If your ex was super hot or super successful, you're like, well, I got to do better than them. Whoever I start dating's got to be hotter than them, or I'm going to look like I'm failing. How do you deal with unresolved traumas? EMDR therapy. EMDR therapy. Guys, I know what it feels like. The divorce, it feels like a funeral. That's why I became a coach. I've been where you are. I understand. It sucks. It's painful. But I promise you there will come a point when you realize that you outgrew that person. And your light bulb moment will come. I see it every day in my coaching program. Every day. But you got to do the work. It's not just going to show up. You cry every day. Good. What's wrong with crying? You're crying every day, Michelle, because you're still trying to convince yourself that that dude was the dude, that he was the one. He wouldn't have left if he was the one, ma'am. Can a narcissist partner ever change? No. Nope. Stop trying to fix something that's completely freaking broken and has no chance of being fixed and move on to something healthier, like being single. Stay single. Figure out who you are. Do some healing work so you don't keep jumping in the same relationships over and over again. Yeah, I can help you guys. I promise. I left my narcissist husband of 17 years a few months ago. I am so numb. Yeah, that's normal. Yeah, that's actually a freeze trauma response, but it's also just emotional exhaustion. It's kind of like soldiers when they go to combat and they come back and there's no bullets flying and bombs dropping and everything, and they're just like, now what? I'm not feeling like starting over. Betrayal was too much. Traumas, depression, anxiety, and pain. Yeah. That wasn't the first time you went through that, though. You've been through some stuff before in your life, right? How do you escape a narcissist if you have kids with her? You have got to be extremely low contact with boundaries. My moral age of, you're what now? My marrow age of 25 needed, and I'm, try that again, Casey. I don't understand what you're saying. Try that again, Casey. I didn't understand. What's up, Amy? I see you down there. So real quick, guys, if you guys are new here, my name is Scott. I'm a certified Christian divorce recovery coach, and I coach people through divorce and breakups and healing through these processes, breaking trauma bonds, healing from narcissistic relationships every single day. And I've got a little bit of openings for you guys. My schedule's actually gotten pretty full. It was absolutely ridiculous. I was coaching like 45 hours a week, but I've actually backed it down a little bit so I can be a dad and still have time to keep my tanks full too. But I've still got some openings. Only message me if you're serious about doing 10 weeks, guys. That's 2.5 months. When you meet with me once a week for 45 minutes on video call, I give you homework assignments. I keep files on you. But you also have 7 days a week text and phone call support with me directly to my cell phone. There's clients of mine in here right now. They can tell you where we're at and what we do. But you got to do your part. What are the signs of a narcissist? Well, there's different levels. Narcissism is a spectrum. If it's a vulnerable narcissist, they're going to come in as a victim. They may be shy, things like that. With a grandiose narcissist, they're going to come in like very grandiose. I'm the most amazing person in the room, right? They're going to believe that they're super special. They're going to have no empathy. They're going to feel like they have a sense of entitlement. They have these very condescending, dismissive behaviors. There's a lack of empathy. They're envious of other people. And nothing's ever their fault. It's all you. That's your husband. I got you. Zero accountability. Facts. If you're cheaper than a therapist, I'm interested. Well, if you're worried about the pricing, then I'm probably not the coach for you, because I'm here to help you get a result. I'm not here for hourly wages and stuff. I have my price set at $2,497 for 10 weeks, and it's there for a reason, because it works. It works. It's an investment into yourself. Therapy has its place. I coach therapists. I understand. I'm in therapy. It's one big circle. Keep dropping your questions, guys. Let's get some value going here for you guys tonight. Are they known to call others narcissists? All right, watch this. Four Doors wants to know if they call you narcissistic. If you were with someone who was narcissistic and they called you a narcissist, say me. Type me down below. Dating apps are just a dumpster dive. Absolutely. Tisha, what's up? Started counseling with my ex tomorrow. He swears he's not talking to anybody, but I have proof that he has been. Just as of last night, we worked together, and he's taking selfies while he's at work and sending them to other girls. Do I expose him in counseling tomorrow? Why are you? I mean, what are you looking for? Justice? What is exposing him in counseling going to do? Prove that he's a douchebag? You ain't gonna leave. You know what's going on, and you're sitting here like, oh, you know what? I know you're cheating, so we're gonna go to therapy tomorrow. For what? Be done. Listen, if there's no consequence, why are they worried about the punishment? I got you, Rochella. A year apart, connected a year later, slept with him 4 times. Then he said can't do anymore because he's got a girlfriend. Yep. So many of y'all keep it going in reverse. Can you explain trauma bond? How do I know if I'm in a trauma bond? So a trauma bond is a cycle usually between an abuser and their victim. Okay, a trauma bond is when someone treats you like crap, but every now and then they give you intermittent reinforcement because they came in the very, very beginning of the relationship giving you all kinds of love bombs and all the attention and the romance and all of the things. Just like, oh my God, this is everything I've ever needed or wanted. And then all of a sudden it's taken from you. The mask falls off and you're like, wait, what's going on? So they're telling you that it's your fault. And if you just do more, be more, and say more, then maybe you can get us back up here to good because it's all on you. Right. So you do all the things and then you get a little dose of them being good like they were in the beginning, and then it's only short-lived. So what happens is you get addicted to the cycle of dopamine, cortisol, dopamine, cortisol. And right in the middle of all that is your oxytocin, which is your attachment chemicals and hormones and stuff. And you form a bond with this person. Not sure what's going on with my relationship. All right. Counseling doesn't work with a narc. No, it does not, because all they're going to go in there and do is gather weapons to use against you. They're going to learn some words and some techniques, and they're going to flip it on you and make you question your reality even more. All right, guys, come on in. We're talking about healing from divorce and breakups tonight. Tell me a little bit about what you guys have going on. Let's see if you guys are a good fit for the coaching program. I only want the serious folks. I only want the people who are serious about doing the work, guys. If you're not serious about doing the work, don't bother messaging me. It is never their fault, and they never take accountability. Of course not. Of course not. 28 years and 4 kids and 7 affairs. Well, you stayed. You know why he kept cheating? I can see it from right now. I can tell you exactly why he kept cheating. Believed he was going to leave his wife for me. Your soulmate is not married to somebody else. There are so many single men out here. Why do y'all feel that a married man is the best option for you? You don't want that juju on you. You're playing with God. If you're jumping into marriages and interfering with marriages and stuff like that, I promise you, however you got them is how you're going to lose them. If you had an affair with a married man and he said he's leaving his wife, maybe he does. Guess what he's going to do to you down the road? That's a character issue. They haven't taken any time to be single and go to therapy and fix anything. They're just jumping to a new vagina as quick as they possibly can. But he's so handsome. He's everything I've ever wanted. He's not yours. He's a married man. That annoys the crap out of me. My gosh. Let's go. Discarded by husband after 20 years. He monkey branched. Will it last? I hope so. I hope it lasts. Some of y'all are about to be validated. Listen to this. Karen wants to know, discarded by my husband after 20 years. He monkey branched to a new person, right? That means he's just going from one limb to another like a monkey. Will it last? I'll give you the numbers, but what you're really asking is he ever going to be single again so I can get him back? That way he can bang another chick behind my back and move on to her again? That's what you're asking, Karen. Is he ever going to be single again so that I can get, Lord, I'm sorry tonight. Give me strength to just say the right things tonight. Sweet Lord Jesus. I'll give you the numbers. 6% chance that they're actually going to get married. 6% chance that relationship's actually going to turn into a marriage. And if it does, there's a 75% failure rate. He walks on me and that's it. I have no idea what you mean. What do you mean he walks on you? Like popping your back or what? Listen, some of y'all, that's Karen. Karen's story is your story too. Discarded by my husband after 20 years. He monkey branched to a new person. Will it last? Can I share something messed up that's just happened to me? You can try, man. We can see about it. Karen got quiet. I'm sorry. You came to the wrong live. I'm going to be direct with you because I'm not here to tap dance around your feelings. I'm here to wake you up, to make you realize that there are millions of good men and women in this country that would love to be a husband and they would love to be a wife, but you keep picking the toxic people because you have no self-worth. And it's an extension of everything that you grew up with mommy and daddy. Shall we keep going? May get a little thick in here. What's up, Georgie? You don't want him back, though? Okay, so why are you worried about if their relationship's going to last? Because you don't want him to win? Because you're triggered like most women when it comes to those situations? Because one of the biggest things that women need after heartbreak and pain is justice, and you're never going to get it. Your girlfriend left you? What was her reason? What was her reason for leaving you, brother? And now invested into someone new 2 months later. Yeah, they're not invested into someone else. They're just trying to get some love making. That's all they're trying to do. Oh, let's see. How do you deal with that ex-husband's been divorced for him for 38 years? How do you deal with that ex-husband that you've been divorced for him? Try again. That didn't make any sense. Tisha, I cannot read that big old long comment. You're gonna have to like summarize that for me. They need a new source of validation. They can sit in their own silence. Yeah. So if you can find someone who's a narcissist and them actually be by themselves, you have discovered a new mineral. These people can't function. They have to have that constant need for validation. They have to have that and admiration. They have to. They need the admiration. They need people to praise them and say, oh my God, you're such a good guy. You're such a wonderful woman. What's crazy is this, guys. Some of y'all may not know this, but I'll tell you, grandiose narcissists, the people that just feel like they're the most amazing people on the planet, most of the time, those narcissists are going to be men. Okay. The covert narcissist, the vulnerable narcissist, almost all the time, those are going to be women. They're going to come in as damsels in distress. Oh my God, all my exes were abusive and crazy, and it's going to trigger a man's need to save and rescue, and you fall right into there. I see men every single day. I coach men every week that are multi-gazillionaires, and they got with a woman he thought that he could save her, put her through nursing school, got her some boobies, got her weight reduction surgery and all those things, and she cheated. Yeah. I see it every day. But I see women doing the same crap. I see women coming out here buying men trucks and motorcycles, and they don't even have to work because you're going to pay for all the bills. Why? Because you have a need to be needed and you can fix him, right? Which blows my mind because the majority of women I speak to, they want a masculine man. Well, masculine men don't need to be raised like a little boy. I got you, Kira. Listen, they're out here. There's men that'll pay for whatever it is that you want. All they're wanting is someone to come in and be a trophy on their side and make them look cool to their friends and be nice to them. I coach men that make $5.5 million a year, 6'7", 6'5", good-looking men, having problems dating. Look at Tom Brady. This dude's like 6'6", 6'7", $300 million net value, net worth, something like that. Oh, God. Basically, I want to expose him in front of the counselor tomorrow because he can't deny. I want him to seize him, squirm in his eyes. What you need to do is walk away and stop being childish. I understand that you want closure. I know that you want to say, have your little moment. Oh, I got you, but it's not going to change anything because he's going to come up with some reason of how it was your fault, or he's going to have a really good excuse, and you're going to forgive him, and you're going to go back. Thank you. Tom Brady is 6'4". What's his net worth? What's his net worth? I don't understand why my narc ex is ignoring the court dates and court papers, but yet in another relationship and flaunting her on social media by still marrying me. Because he can. Because they don't give a crap about them court dates. That sounds like a dark triad narcissist that you're dealing with. See, a dark triad narcissist is three different things. It's a narcissistic personality disorder, Machiavellianism, which means I'll gladly hurt you if it benefits me, and psychopathy. They don't give a crap about them court dates. They don't care about them orders. Those people are dangerous. All right, so Tom Brady's 6'4", good-looking man, got a perfect jawline, good body, 7-time MVP Super Bowl. He's worth $350 million, and he got cheated on. His wife cheated on him with a jiu-jitsu instructor, and it seems like he's a pretty good dad, too. I see those dudes every day. It's because they have nice guy syndrome, and they keep picking women based off of looks and the way that their butt looks and their boobs look and their blonde hair and all these things, and there's no substance to these women. Zero substance. If all you bring to the table is being cute and beautiful, yeah, that'll take you pretty far in the world of men. I mean, y'all literally could take over the world if y'all wanted to, women, but y'all don't. The same way that a dude who's 6'4" looks like Riley Green and has a really good income and all those things, and he's charming, he can pick whichever woman he wants. Let's go. Give Tom my number. I got you. This dude's got a perfect smile, perfect job. I mean, really. Look at Channing Tatum. Channing Tatum went through a divorce. Channing don't look like Channing anymore, but give me a break. Make it make sense. I'll tell you how it makes sense. Is there's too many options in the world, especially for a pretty girl. If you're a beautiful woman, or maybe you carry yourself like a slut, you can get all the attention that you want. You can have dudes buy you houses and cars and do everything. You can cheat on them 15 times and they'll still beg for you to come back. Ain't no substance to you, though. Social media is to blame. Not so much. Not so much. It just made it easier. That same corruption in the hearts, it just made it more accessible. I grew up in the wrong generation. I wish I'd have grown up in the World War II era, back when men went to war and women stayed for 2 years while their man's over in Germany. They would stay and wait for him. That crap don't happen right now. I coach so many oil workers and construction workers that work on the road and things like that, and their wife gets tired of them not being home, so they leave. Make it make sense. Let's talk about the top reasons for divorce. What do y'all think they are? What would you say is the number one reason for divorce? What do y'all think the number one reason for divorce is? Financial, infidelity, adultery. Yeah. Financial. Well, we got to break it down. There's a difference between men and women. Women file for divorce 75% of the time. Hear me real quick. 75% of the time, women file for divorce because y'all ain't happy. Number one reason for women when they file for divorce, they feel emotionally abandoned. God bless y'all, precious people. Y'all are emotional creatures. Y'all need emotional this and emotional that. Number two, they feel unseen, unsafe, unsupported, exhausted, lonely in the relationship. Number one reason for men, they feel disrespected, rejected, constantly criticized, sexually disconnected, unappreciated, unable to create peace in the relationship. We're different people. That was your husband. He divorced you. My question is this, ladies. When you're with your husband, are you his biggest cheerleader or are you his biggest complainer? Shauna, so women file for divorce, number one, for they feel emotionally abandoned, unseen, unsafe, unsupported, exhausted, lonely in the relationship. So all those piggyback each other because if you feel emotionally abandoned, of course, you're already going to feel unsafe. Okay. And that's going to also make you exhausted. And it's going to also make you lonely in the relationship and make you feel unseen. So that's basically all one big circle. For men feel disrespected, rejected, constantly criticized, sexually disconnected, unappreciated, unable to create peace. See, when it says sexually disconnected, how many times have they gone to bed and the man's like, hey, baby, what's up? How you doing? And you're like, I got a headache. Unable to create peace in the relationship. Men need 5 things to be content in a relationship, guys. It's really that simple. 5 things. Respect, appreciation. Respect, appreciation, loyalty, sex, physical contact goes with that, and peace. That's it. That's all we need. 65% of all men that are married are content in their marriage. 65% of men are cool right where they're at. They'll stay right where they are. I ain't going nowhere. I'll come out here and work 40, 50 hours, 60 hours a week and be miserable as long as my family's taken care of. 48% of women are happy in their marriage. 48. All right. So I'm a big fan of the Gottmans. I don't know if you guys know who the Gottmans are. The Gottman research, this husband and wife, these psychologists, they studied relationship dynamics and fighting and things like that. And they literally can predict if a marriage is going to last in like a 95% accuracy just based off of how people argue. So the biggest predictors for divorce, this is called the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, right? Number 1 is contempt. Number 1 is contempt in these relationships. Eye rolling, being sarcastic, mocking the other person, being superiority, being disgusted with the other person, belittling the other person, okay? Contempt. A lot of times I see, based off of their research as well, that women come in and they have contempt for a man because they had an expectation of what the man was going to be. They had an expectation of this fantasy marriage that they wanted. Okay. Number 2, chronic conflict without repair. Divorcing couples often escalate conflict, attack the character of the other person, avoid repair, never resolve issues, and repeat the same argument for years. Expectations are poisonous? Yeah, they are. Alexa, turn it down 1. Number 3, emotional withdrawal and stonewalling. This is huge. 85% of the time, it's going to be the man that withdraws. 85% of the time, it's going to be the man who pulls away, walks away. That's called stonewalling. This is when one of the partners, usually the man, shuts down emotionally, stops engaging, avoids conversations, becomes emotionally numb. We don't want to fight with y'all. Number 4, infidelity. Self-explanatory. Number 5, addiction to substance abuse. Self-explanatory. Number 6, DV. Number 7, financial distress. Let's see. What women tend to prioritize, emotional connection. I felt alone in the marriage. He stopped trying emotionally. I carried the relationship. I see it every single day. What men tend to prioritize, feeling criticized, emasculated, unappreciated, and chronically rejected. Yes, I am divorced. Thank you for asking, Miss Carla. Yep. But I mean, it really, there was a book back in the day called Men Are From Venus and Women Are From Mars, or whatever. Women Are From Venus, Men Are From Mars, something like that. We are different creatures. We really are. Y'all feel everything emotionally. And if it's hitting you emotionally, it's reality. I saw a post earlier that said, if your wife treated everyone like they treat you, and it was like a skit, it was a comedy skit. And this woman's like, you don't understand. My refrigerator, it stopped working. I cannot even get a cold drink. And there's a guy in like a uniform. He's like, yeah, I can fix this for you for like $100. She's like, you're not listening to me. I can't use it. It's frustrating. He's like, yeah, I understand completely. I can fix it with $100. She's like, oh my God, you're not listening to me. That's the difference between us. We're fixers, guys. We want to fix things. Sometimes y'all don't want it fixed. You literally can ask someone, do you want me to fix this, or you just want to be seen and heard? We're just different creatures. Women connect emotionally, men connect physically. I mean, we're very, very, very different. Research shows that men are more likely to emotionally disengage from a relationship regardless of how long it has been. If it's high conflict driven, very critical of him, or emotionally hostile. We don't want to fight with y'all. We don't want to do all that. We just want to keep going. The Gammas, they did an example of this that says that, you know, when little boys are outside and they're playing football, all the boys are out here playing. All of a sudden, one of the boys starts crying, and they're like, "Oh my God, hold on, pause the game, time out. Why are you crying?" And the dude's like, "Well, y'all ain't throwing me the football." So they get a little powwow together, like, "Hey man, he's upset that y'all aren't throwing him the ball. Can you throw him the ball?" And like, "Yeah, man, we got you. We'll throw you the ball." Guess what? Everybody's happy now because the game gets to keep going. And then they did a study about these little girls. These little girls can be playing on a big Barbie dream house, and all of a sudden one of the little girls starts to cry, right? And the other girl's like, "Oh my God, why are you crying?" It has nothing to do with playing Barbie. She's upset because one of the other girls is not wearing the hair bow that she got her for your birthday. You said I was your best friend. I gave you that hair bow. And she's like, "But you are my best friend. I have the hair bow at home." And then the other little girl that she also told was her best friend, she's like, "But you said I was your best friend." And all of a sudden, Barbie's is out the window. We're not playing the game. We're talking about feelings and who said what and did all that. Men, we just want the game to keep going. We just want to keep the game going. It's literally that. Y'all really overcomplicate it. Another thing that I see women do, y'all will leave emotionally years, months before you leave physically. And what's sad is that the majority of you guys will still keep saying, "I love you," still keep being intimate with that dude. And all of a sudden you're done. And you actually have the nerve to walk away. And the dude's like, "Wait, I thought we were good. What's going on?" And they're lost. We're completely lost. We don't get it. Does Tom have a brother? I got you. Yeah. Yep. Sorry, I had to answer this real quick. All right, so we're talking about healing from divorce and breakups, guys. Went on a little rant there for a minute. I like giving y'all some numbers. I'm a numbers guy. I don't like talking about my opinions and things like that. Let's talk about some hard truths, men versus women. Check this out. Let me just show y'all how different we are. Women file for divorce far more often than men. 60 to 70% of divorces are filed by women. 90% of the time, women file for a divorce when it comes to college-educated couples. Am I ex-military? Yes. I'm also, I did 14 years of law enforcement. I was the chief of police. Okay. Men often think that the marriage is, everything's going just fine. And then all of a sudden she's done and the dude doesn't get it. He's like, what? I thought we were cool. Research repeatedly finds husbands often rate the marriage more positively than wives do before divorce. Wives tend to detect relational decline earlier. There's a study that I saw a while back. It said that when we ask men, who's your best friend? 65% of the time, the man's going to say, my wife is my best friend. Only 47% of the time are women going to say that. All right. Men benefit more from marriage psychologically and physically. That is a fact. I've seen that. Married men statistically show lower unaliving rates, longer lifespan, better physical health, lower depression rates, higher financial stability. Men often receive emotional regulation, structure, companionship, caregiving, socially grounded from marriage. Did y'all hear what I just said? Would you like to hear a very, very hard truth? Let me know if y'all can handle the next one I'm about to tell you. We're talking about divorce and breakups, guys. I want to educate you guys on some realities of this world. They've done some research. I can't remember which college it was, but they found that the two happiest groups of people on the planet when it comes to like relationship stuff are married men and single women. Married men and single women. Men benefit from marriage more psychologically and physically. Lower unaliving rates, longer lifespan, better physical health, lower depression rates, higher financial stability, more emotional regulation, structure, companionship, caregiving, socially grounded. Meanwhile, women often report increased stress load, emotional labor, and caregiving burden. Women report lower relationship satisfaction when household labor feels unequal. And this is where people have lied to men for decades upon decades. Happy wife, happy life. Just say yes, dear. No. Women commonly report frustration around planning everything, emotional caregiving, parenting management, household coordination. When women feel that they carry most of the individual labor, attraction and satisfaction often decline. Men are more affected by sexual rejection than women. Research consistently shows men place higher average importance on physical contact, physical affection, feeling desired. We want y'all to initiate it. Men often interpret the rejection of that, the lack of affection and dead bedrooms, as emotional rejection, loss of connection, and loss of respect. When a woman tells her man no, it's like, wow, ouch, right? Women are more affected by emotional disconnection than men. The emotional intimacy, the communication, emotion, all those things, right? Men tend to fall harder after divorce. I see this. Women usually do better after divorce. Men usually do worse. One, financial reasons, self-explanatory. Number two is that, again, women usually have a support system when you go through a divorce. You'll have your girlfriends, your sisters, your cousins, somebody like that. Men usually have nobody. That's why there is an increase in the probability that they won't be on this planet anymore. 245% increase in the chances that happens. 245% chance that dude will not be here anymore because he went through a divorce. And the part of that is because he has nobody to talk to. Women are more likely to feel emotionally alone inside of relationships. Men are more sensitive to respect than women realize. Research and clinical work repeatedly show that men are strongly react to criticism, contempt, humiliation, and feeling inadequate. Yeah. I'm not picking sides, guys. I'm just reading statistics. Attraction is less fair than people want to admit. Women tend to prioritize confidence, competence, ambition, emotional strength, stability, leadership, status, and resources. That's what y'all want. Y'all want a dude who's confident, who is competent, who has ambition, who has emotional strength and stability and leadership and status and resources. You know what we want? Physical attractiveness, warmth, femininity, sexual accessibility, and agreeableness. We just want y'all to be agreeable. We just want y'all to be peaceful. Nobody wants to marry a freaking torch, like a dang piece of dynamite. I don't know. Anyway, most couples wait too long to fix problems. Men commonly want peace. Women commonly want connection. Oh, Lord. The biggest relationship killer is unresolved resentment. It's not usually money, the chores, one argument, or anything. It's resentment. The affection feels fake. Intentions feel suspicious. Flaws become magnified and attraction declines. So, anyway. All right, let's get back to these questions, guys. What are y'all struggling with? If you guys are needing some help, let me know. Yes, because we're expected to work too and take care of the house and kids. Well, listen to me. That's your role. That's y'all's job. Go read Proverbs 31. Based off of biblical culture, feminism has kind of destroyed this aspect, but for the most part, y'all are supposed to be homemakers. Even going back to like early Native American tribes and stuff, women were the gatherers and the taking care of the kids and the food cookers and things, and the men were out here preparing for war and hunting and doing things like that. That's a feminine trait. I mean, I'm going to tell you something, man. I mean, there's almost all true relationships, they run into a power struggle at one point. The woman feels that she needs to step up because the dude's not doing all the things that he thinks he needs to do, and he's tired of fighting with her, so he just gives up. He's like, whatever, babe, you wear the pants. It's not supposed to be that way. My wife lets me lead. No. I saw I'll tell y'all a quick joke. This is not a joke. This actually happened, but it's funny. We were coming into Dairy Queen one night, and this little old short couple came out. They were probably in their 80s. I said, come on out, you young folks. And they went to laughing. I said, can I ask y'all a question? They said, sure. I said, what's the secret to having a relationship that lasts as long as y'all's have? And they're like, yeah, we've been together 50, 60 years, 60 something years. I said, what's the secret? And the man said, brother, I figured out long ago that 95% of the time my wife is right. And that other 5%, I'm wrong. Sounds sweet, right? But the difference is that his wife was absolutely incredible. And I looked at her and I laughed. I said, I bet you've had to slap him around a little bit to keep him in shape. She said, no, son. She said, no, I would never, ever, ever talk sideways to him or mistreat him because that's my husband. You see, she had respect for him. And his whole goal in life was just to keep her satisfied, keep her happy, which is not his job, by the way, but that's why they lived. That's why they survived. I can only imagine how many nights they laid there wondering if they were going to make it. We live in a different society right now, even when it comes to vehicles. Oh, my check engine light came on. Well, I'm going to go trade this truck in instead of fix it. That's where we're at. Brandy said, be happy, not right. Nah. I saw something the other day. I said, do you want to be right or do you want to be married? Maybe I'm just dumb and headstrong. I mean, if I know that I'm right on something, I'm going to let it be known. Because even in Stoicism, if a man knows the right thing to do and he knows how to take care of it, but he bows down to the woman's decision on that, then he has reduced himself as a man. That's in Stoicism. That comes from like 2,000 years ago with Marcus Aurelius. Anyway, We're talking about healing from divorce and breakups, guys. Let's talk about it. Some of y'all are stuck. Some of y'all are really struggling. We got off on a tangent there. Let's get rocking. Respect has to be mutual. Yeah, you're right. The man needs to respect himself, because if he respects himself, you might respect him too. But yes, he does need to respect you as well. I'm going to tell y'all something. None of you women should ever submit to a man that is not submitting to God first. And men, we can always do a better job of what we're doing. Let's go. I got a bad storm popping up. Ooh, y'all hear that thunder? That's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah. Am I okay with advising a Muslim? I have no problem with that. You just need to understand that I believe in Jesus Christ with all my heart and soul, and I'm going to tell you all about God and my version of it. I'm not going to try to convert you. That's not my job. I can share the truth with you. I can share the gospel with you. But if you just need some help with your divorce and stuff, I'd be more than happy to help you. Married at 15, been married 60 years. What kind of relationship have you had? Is a narcissist usually a miserable person? Yeah. Deep inside of all true narcissists, they're very insecure and they have a whole lot of shame. And that's why they put up such a big mask, because they don't want the world to know it. Alexa, play music by Sleep Theory. What are y'all needing help with, guys? I know I've had about 15 of you guys already send me a message about working with me one-on-one. What are you guys struggling with tonight? I'll be with y'all for about 15 more minutes till the storm's about to be really on top of us. Feeling disconnected. What are you disconnected from? Been with my husband for 31 years, married for 29. What kind of relationship do you have? I don't give a crap about the years. I don't care how long y'all been together. What kind of marriage do you have? Been married for 13 years, filing for divorce on Wednesday. Why? Why are we filing for divorce? Let's go, guys. Stuck in my. Why are you getting a divorce? What's up, Theo? He's an alcoholic and is ultimately miserable, is setting bad examples for our son. Good for you. Y'all clap it up for Brittany for having the nerve and the courage to walk away from someone that she was probably trying to fix. And she realized that it was a lot more important for her kids to have a healthy environment. I would rather my children have a healthy environment 50% of the time than a toxic environment 100% of the time. Mine is on. Yeah, that's a very good reason, Lauren. Good for you. I divorced a narcissist after 29 years of marriage and I have no self-worth. That's because he probably belittled you and you probably feel like a failure because you couldn't fix him and you couldn't save him, just like you couldn't fix whoever it is that you had to take care of when you were growing up as a kid. Listen, guys, hear me. Just because it's scary doesn't mean you can't do it. Just because it's scary, Alexa, stop. It doesn't mean you can't do it. Guys, I got to go. I got a call. I got to jump on that I completely forgot about. I love you guys. If y'all need anything from me, make sure you reach out.